Every buyer has their wish list and every seller thinks they know what matters most. But do those two worlds actually line up?
Today, we're breaking it down, what buyers want versus what sellers need. We'll go head to head, two agents, two perspectives, and by the end, you'll understand exactly what really makes or breaks a deal.
So my buyers usually start with a dream list. Updated kitchen, big backyard, open floor plan, location, location, location. But the reality, most buyers have to prioritize at some point. You rarely get 100% of the dream list, or at least the original dream list.
Yeah, and on the flip side, sellers often think they need to do a massive renovation to attract buyers. But the truth is, sometimes it's the little things: fresh paint, decluttering, good lighting. All those things make the biggest difference. And most buyers don't expect brand new everything anyway. They want clean, they want move-in ready, and they want it to be priced right.
Exactly. I tell buyers, focus on the bones, not the backsplash. You can change countertops later, but location and layout, those are forever. Unless you want to put in some serious money.
That's true. So let's talk about red flags versus blind spots. One of the biggest blind spots for sellers, they really don't realize how quickly a small red flag can turn a buyer off completely. Things like strong odor or visible damage or even just bad pictures online can kill interest before the showing ever happens. I mean, buyers are shopping almost 100% online before they ever step foot inside a home.
For sure. Buyers will walk in and immediately notice stuff that sellers don't even think twice about because probably it didn't matter to them or they've overlooked it for so many years. Like carpet stains, broken windows, or that super outdated light fixture. They might still buy the house, but it plants doubt from the start.
Yeah, and sometimes sellers say, but we lived with it like that for years, it's not a big deal. Well, it is a big deal to someone who's seeing your home for the first time, and it's that glaring thing that's wrong.
Yep. All right, Sam, let's talk about the negotiation battlefield. From the buyer side, negotiations are all about getting value. They're worried about overpaying, so they'll push for repairs, closing costs, or a lower price if they sense weakness in the seller.
Yeah, and on the flip side, sellers naturally want to protect their bottom line and net the most money, and they see their home's value emotionally as well as financially. And that's why having agents on both sides who can communicate well, strategize, and find that middle ground is so critical.
At the end of the day, if both sides can feel like they're winning, even just a little bit, that's a successful negotiation and usually gets us further towards everybody's goal of closing.
Of course, yeah, that's the ultimate goal, is everyone wants to close.
Yeah.
A big misconception for sellers is that their home will sell itself in any market. Wrong. Pricing, presentation, and marketing truly matter, and if you skip those, your house will sit. And we always say who you work with truly matters, because you're not going to get all of those pieces of the puzzle if you're not working with the right team.
Yeah, that's so true. And for buyers, the biggest misconception is that there's always a perfect home out there. Spoiler alert, there probably isn't, but there could be a perfect home for you. You have to decide what's most important, whether it's location, size, budget, and be okay with some trade-offs.
I mean, I like to say the perfect home doesn't exist, but the perfect home for you does, like you said. And I think you'll also learn to, as you're out looking, you know, what's a non-negotiable and what can you compromise on in your search.
Yeah, and some things that mattered from the beginning to buyers, once they start looking and see real homes in real life, it changes.
Sure.
Sometimes all of their must-haves go out the window because they find their perfect home.
Very true. So what, Becky, do you think is the biggest buyer misconception out there?
Oh, for sure that Zillow knows everything and that everything can be found on the internet. What about the biggest seller mistake?
Overpricing every single time. Fastest way to kill a deal?
Oh, bad communication between parties, and that's on agents. We need to learn how to communicate with one another in a way that's a win-win for everybody.
Agreed.
What about the #1 tip you would give a seller for navigating today's market?
Absolutely, to hire an experienced agent who can help you stay realistic and competitive in the market. Like, what's the weirdest thing you've ever seen at a showing?
The weirdest? Oh, it depends on your definition of weird. We've had people stay at showings and like watching TV on their couch, so that's awkward for us. Apparently not weird for them.
While you're talking poorly about their home, they're sitting on the couch
Just
listening.
being there, it's really hard to make it feel like something that you want to buy when the owners are literally sitting there or like cooking in the kitchen. I've heard a lot from a lot of different people where there's like people coming out of the shower or people that aren't fully clothed or laying in bed still.
I had one time. I showed a home and someone was laying in the bed in the bedroom. They were completely covered up, head to toe, except for their little toes were sticking out the bottom of the comforter.
Oh my gosh.
And I opened the bedroom door and I saw that and I looked at my buyers and I said, well, we're not seeing that bedroom today, and I closed the door back.
Yeah, and they probably didn't buy that house, right?
No, they didn't.
Yeah, so sellers, please leave your house if you're going to sell it.
That's a good one. So whether you're buying or selling, you can see how different perspectives matter, but also how they connect. You know, we talk all the time about how we're all having the same common goal, getting to the closing table, and we really need to work to put ourselves in the other side's shoes and realize that, you know, the agents are just negotiating independently for their individual clients' best case scenario, right?
Yeah, I mean, our job and our duty is really to think of our clients, whether they're buyers or sellers, and keep their best interests top of mind. Like that's our job. But in doing that, we can also the battleground. It's not maybe like it used to be. Everybody can work together in a certain capacity while also working and representing their clients.
So if you need to make a move, remember you can always buy with Becky and sell with Sam, and we work closely together through that whole process if you need to do both things at the same time.
Yeah.
We're always here.
Let us know how we can help.